How does that work out? That like people's brothers, mothers, and sisters and family are the people who hit me with trucks, are the lawyers who would defend me from that, are the government people who would run that system. It's literally named the judicial system. But they're also the people hitting me with trucks. And they're also the people provoking me, just hitting me until I make their body incapable of hitting people again. Along with a whole bunch of other people in my life. I mean, how does that happen? Where, like, almost everyone in my life, more recently, I know the answer because I know I have no rights and I don't care anymore, and I have to try to totally ignore what's happening and just might as well just go straight to them anyways, because they're obviously it's been set up that's going to happen anyways. No matter what I want or think. Although I did tell that one girl to go away. Um, she just assumed I was her boyfriend. Damn, dude. That's not the first time they've done that either, dude. Talk about predators. It's not just the males. Well, how does that happen? The people who hit me with trucks are the brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters of the people who are the lawyers, who are the system, the government related to people on TV, the people who own the TV, the people who run the city, the people who really run the city, the Epsteins. How does that happen? Like, how do they do that thing where things like magically appear? Like when I have thoughts or ask for things, like how do they just magically appear and stuff like that too? I mean, you gotta realize, because when I'm asking for the magical appearance, a lot of times, I would say for the past 5 years, every 5 seconds, I'm saying, how about we leave this group out for a while so we can figure out what's really going on. I really like that 2020 thing where everyone was all in it together, and I was being racist, I guess, towards group who was extremely racist against my race, my species. And some, they'd like to argue, some of them, that they actually worship me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'd like to buy a bag of dog crap and smoke it too, but that's probably illegal because judicial system. So can't do that. But why? Why would that happen like over and over? I know. Before I even knew anything about it, it was obviously happening. Like as soon as I was allowed to go outside, I never went around humans, but they would definitely come talk to me. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's all I remember. But somehow it ended up just being like all the same visuals in my life. And apparently they're there for not so positive things a lot because there's been a lot of terrorism going on under the scenes here. I'm just going to assume everything. Nothing is a coincidence. That means yes, other people are behind other things. Your computer messes up, something like that. Sure, it's them. I'll go ahead and charge them with 10 trillion counts of that alone. So, siphoning people's blood from them. Living beings, too. That's fucked up, too, because it's like, kind of got to factor into the fact that if they can just appear out of nowhere sometimes, that they're probably just being stored in a hard drive somewhere or something. And they don't even have blood to siphon. So it's like some valuable commodity they can't even live up to. Damn, dude, why does that happen? Why does that happen in my world? And I mean, they keep me away from the others, right? So I have to see that as a there's one link between all of it. That's what it was visibly seen in 2020, using force even to make sure I don't interact with other beings. And then, like the ones, and then they make sure to point out who they are these days too. Like I have people who semi don't look like them talking to me, but telling me like their best friend is like Jacob or Jews, Jusive, something like that, and those key banger names, real bangers. And why do they do that? Why is that the all in it together thing? Like they're like that was like an important key to figuring out what's going on here is realizing that they've been lying about not being all in it together until 2020. There's a lot of shit they've been lying about and manipulating shit. I mean, the whole fucking world, apparently, right? That's fucked up. Like, and the humans just shit for a while. I was like, it's not really. We didn't even get to just let it go on. Like, as soon as that stuff came to light, it was 2020, and obviously everyone around me looks the same in most cases. So I was already past that part, but then like the whole world's like we're all in it together. It's like, oh, you were like so, but you were spending decades telling me you're not, and that you're different people, and that person's over there molesting children because they're not like you or something like that, and then all of a sudden we're all in it together. What's this we thing? How does that happen? That's not a living being trait, is it? There, not in this game, to like have that hive mind shit. I don't think it was a TV. Everyone was changed by 10 a.m. in 2020 that day. There's no way they all watch TV, right? I don't know. It could be every single one of them do. But I mean, if they're a book reader and didn't watch TV, it'd take like a week for it to get pumped out unless they got the morning news or something on their doorstep, whatever the excuse is. I mean, Dan, people be like, I just took the bus to get here and get on the bus, and then it's like, well, I just summoned you like 4 days ago, so that's weird. And you sure you took a bus to get here? Always confusing, but seeing that and adding it up, I gotta realize like if they're all in it together and they're like, it's not like six invisible people in a wheelchair who have been like bombing the planet and enslaving and drugging everyone, then really you gotta go with like, I can't unlearn all this. We gotta change this stuff, and obviously like the presidential thing was not allowed as part of the script and stuff, so that's not how the game has changed. And after the 2020 thing, anyways, like that's just it's not like I need that legal resource there that everyone who's been assaulting me and fucking with me since then is guilty of first degree federal felonies. It's not like I even need that anymore because we had the whole 2020 thing. It's like I think most people are guilty of first degree federal felonies just for that. Like, I mean, hell, dude, there's not even there. It'd be like something higher than that if there was a law against some sort of non-human species running the planet and taking it over. Like, there'd be like some sort of thing there where Humans don't even let black people in their neighborhood, or if they're not, or if they're black, they probably don't let other people in their neighborhood. That's their territory. Imagine telling them that Godzilla was on the planet or something. You know, in their own words, they would have some pretty serious shit against them. But there's no rules. That's so odd for such a society that has trillions of rules written down and uses their little controls the entire society and system through that stuff. And worship stuff like that just goes and bombs nations every time they got might not have you know the right land or the right looks or something. You just go bomb them. Imagine if they're like, oh yeah, look, hey, aliens came to Earth. What should we do about that? What should we do about that? They're like, oh look, someone already created a whole bunch of clone robots out here. What should we, like, hey look, they already took over the whole world and stuff. They're like everywhere. Literally like everywhere. Like, what would they do about that? Well, I know what they do. I've been watching them forever. It's not like they got many choices or many options. They have some large array of activities that they choose to do, and something, any remote location to that would occur. I'm not a fan of being enslaved by clones and shit, though. I know that much. Like, there's definitely something here. And, I mean, kind of the opposite. Definitely nothing here sometimes. Sometimes it's clear, like, those things really aren't even there. I mean, they are, like everyone else sees them, but, it's like, no way what this person is saying that their life existed, what I'm saying? Like, because for them to know that, they would have had to been in that location watching me instead of at the doctor's office writing prescriptions, you know what I'm saying? You can't be in those two places at once and be a human. And you really couldn't know that knowledge without being dedicated to something else. Some weird shit. But they don't change it, and I don't think there is any changing it, because I can't forget like they do. Like, they somehow forgot what happened in 2020, and then everything else they do anyways. And they try to feed me, like, through their little AI propaganda here. Like, oh, you need to come pay us and give us money and take your drugs so you can forget what we've been doing to you and stuff, because you've got a problem now. It's like, yeah, I do have a problem, but I don't think the problem is, yeah, and definitely, like, we all need me to get the right drugs, but see, at the same time, you're being the problem, forcing you see, the system here, it's not really set up in its best interest. I could, like, really teach you a thing or two about manipulation and terrorization, but it with as many resources as they have, they could be, like, very, very good at it, but the game just doesn't allow that for them for some reason. But it does, like, I mean, it forces them to do it in the first place, you know what I'm saying? But it forces them to do it on, like, a weak, low intelligence level and stuff. I mean, technically the whole place, the entire existence of Earth feels like terrorism and stuff and enslavement. But if we ignore that, again, I mean, they were all lying scumbags up until 2020 about other things, and then they're like, all of a sudden, after you waste your life on them, they're like, oh, we're all in it together. And it's like, yeah, I see that now. Thanks. Thanks for lying. Tried to avoid you as much as I could for a long time. didn't allow that. Damn, dude, they were passing laws and stuff to try to force me around them and stuff. When I stopped going to school, they passed laws to try to force people to go to school and stuff. I think they did. I don't think they tried. I think they did. That's when I quit, too. When I actually quit. I mean, it was working, like, going in there and having them suspend me or expel me, you know, like, just going to school, like, once every week and for, like, 3 months, and then they tell you not to come back, and you want to go back, you just go there and mess with them, and then they call the cops and stuff, and it's like, it's clearly, it's got to be set up to be doing this stuff, right? Like, completely just set up, because and for what purpose? Like, well, it's like setting up dominoes to make them fall. It's the only thing I can see is it's like when it's like, why else would I puppeteer them in that direction unless that were like the whole purpose here would be to take note of it at one point. I mean, and look, the game knew it was going to be 2020 when I asked to see everything. So they coined the term 2020 vision. And then that's the year I seen the world for what it really is. And so it's like, so it's all set up this way to fall. And so when it's like being all offensive, and they're using like the AI within the game, I'm assuming that's what's going on. Like, you know, whether it's actually a dream world or a computer, you know, I don't know. The time thing is weird. Yeah, but whatever. In dream world, I'm actually creating stuff here with my mind and all that stuff. But the AI in here is like feeding me like garbage that I need help. And this is what I've been doing the whole time. I need help to deal with them, and I do. Like, I need help to deal with. We're all in it together, crap. And it's like, but I don't need like they're bad drugs, you know, like generally. I don't like playing around with drugs all the time. I like to use, you know, out of the thousands of things they've given me, or hundreds of thousands, the things that I know work. And then, like, the game makes the little puppets go and outlaw some shit and make it so I have to either, I have two options to choose. I spend my life, my blood, and give them a bunch of it so I can eventually get this shit that does work, or I spend that time to wage an global war against them. It's like the game is like literally setting up the place to fucking fall and stuff. Like the whole fucking time. Like it's purposely doing that shit. And it's been like so hard to even attempt to obtain some new fucking tranquilizers or some shit. Some happy pills or something. Like the game is clearly like writing them up to be fucking excluded from the future of the game. That's the best I can see for if I want to look at things positively. The whole positive crowd's part of them. And positively vanished would be a good solution there for that. That's cool. Positivity only, or else you need some drugs so you can forget what we're doing to you and go back to a positive mindset. Beautiful, isn't it? So good. But damn, and then it takes time to show me, like, it, you know, make the whole fucking place, all 1,000 people there, dance in the same motion, even though none of them had the skill set of a dance troupe. Probably don't even know how to spell the word true when I use it or not. alone know, choreography, acting skills. Um, so I just gotta look at it like the game's like setting motherfuckers up for that shit. And it's like, what's the point? Like though, when I've asked for it, like if I'm supposed to be so powerful here, what's the point if I ask for it that I still have to live through like fucking, just like the sheer terror. I mean, being here is fucking just sheer terror. Having to fucking remember being here, having to be forced to torture myself to attempt to escape their torture. It's like it's going to be an everyday, fucking every second thing. I wake up every fucking day knowing that it's either torture myself and hopefully get to fucking escape them, or let them just torture me until, I don't know, until we win the game. This is stupid. This is stupid as fuck. If this is a game, this shit is long over fucking drawn and stuff. Way the fuck overdrawn. Like, I mean, we can't even go much further. Like, once you fucking have people fucking clearly blabbing to you and weather's clearly being controlled and shit like that, there's not much more you can do once you learn some dumb shit about weather control and stuff. And we're all in it. They're all in it together. And I mean, what do you even do there? It's like, oh, wait a minute, I was fighting to protect people who were actually lying about who they are and what they're doing. Like, and then you gotta look at it like it keeps talking to you, like as if it's one other person, as if it's one person and not a 14 billion things. It tells you that shit too, man. I don't think I set the original wars up and shit when I came here. I really doubt that. There's a lot of shit I didn't set up here. At least, without thinking it was the time control stuff. But, yeah, that's fucked up. Like, I guess they're all in it together. I guess that's why I'm fucking isolated from the so-called humans. Fucking, I mean, clearly we're gonna write the other ones off as AI clones. Once I can do the summoning, and half those people are the humans when I do the summoning. But, yeah, I'm not very happy about having to be forced to be here on them all in together fucking, but making the only option to escape them fucking, make a world where there's no people left who you have to escape from, or to just torture yourself slowly to try to escape them and stuff. Man, fucked up. Clones are all hell-bent on fucking keeping things alive when they're not even alive. Like, what the hell do you even know of the value of fucking life? Like, how could you even make a judgment like that, yet alone use fucking violence and fucking torture to force it upon people who actually do get to experience the greatness of being alive amongst a bunch of clones and stuff. Fucking great wannabe people. I swear to God, this game is shit, dude. This game is fucking total shit. It was fun, like, when it was ignorant to it, and I was playing along, but I only played along because I'm alive, and I didn't know, whereas there's no reason to play along once you already see it. And I think the only way you could keep playing along is if you really didn't experience what's going on here and stuff, because it wouldn't be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? The bullshit, the clones talk about and all that stuff. It's like you live through enough years. If you actually live like all those years in between the day they were born and then the day they appear when they're summoned, like they would have seen like all this other shit in the world. I just, I mean, once 2020 hit, like really, you didn't have to be totally ignorant. You couldn't claim ignorance anymore after 2020. It was just clear, outright, we're all in it together, do everything we say. It's no longer the government, it's now us telling you what to do, how to do it, and drugging you openly, enslaving you openly, torturing you, trying to take your resources from you. That, I mean, the whole wearing it together thing, that means like all the fucking, all the time I've wasted fucking just doing dumb shit, just being forced to be alive. Here, like, when I fucking have to work on garbage, like the humans have sold me a bunch of garbage that don't work, so I can't make music with it. So they're all fucking in it together? That's ballsy fucking, it's ballsy of them to be coming up to me and call me God and then saying that we're all in it together shit. Like, I guess they don't believe their own fucking words, too, because, I mean, who would believe them? I mean, do they even believe themselves? I don't know if it's just something you don't talk about, like, you just don't talk about the lies. Like, I know that's how Oceania works, you just don't talk about it. That's how the humans work. I don't have time to go travel to other nations. I'm going to have to assume they're all the same. Because so different with America is literally just like a place that's like half a population and it's experimental. I doubtful because when I went to other places, although I wasn't there long enough to know, when I went to other places and then they would let me know, like people would come up to me and speak English and stuff, and like pretty much knowing, you know, that that's who talks to me because I wouldn't understand anything else. But then they drop a line and let me know, like, you know, I'm this person. It's like, well, you shouldn't have told me that, because for a minute there, I was like starting to like not sleep like 18 hours a day and try to kill myself as much as I was before. And now, like, you just destroyed like the little bit of illusion I had that I had escaped this place and shit. So it's obviously not just USA involved in it. I mean, look, the whole world's doing, like, all the clown shit, talking about space and all the other clowns. They all worship the clowns in Hollywood, the pop garbage stuff. Like, even these sites of people who supposedly hate them and are bombing them and invading them. It's like they're all in it together. Like, yeah, I get, maybe that's why I don't see videos of them actually killing each other in wars, is because they're fucking. I just assumed at first that the game is not wasting resources on that. Like that's why I haven't seen a death scene in real life. I'm gonna assume is because the game just didn't write that out. I'm assuming it didn't make a video of that. I don't see why it could be so hard if it can just generate movies and music instantly anyways. So yeah, I don't see the point of being here anymore because it's not fun. It's not going to be fun. It's not like I'm going to be around people and like ever not be thinking like, oh my god, like I just asked for this place to appear and it's just fucking appeared and shit, and someone picks me up and takes me there. Like, what am I supposed to be thinking? Like, oh, this is a real living person or something? Like, this is not a we're all in it together person. This is the first one I met, or the 10th maybe. I don't know. I see as a thinking being, like here, and then the AI gets all fucked up and starts like tell me I need help and therapy and drugs to forget what it is and the shit it does. And so it just goes back to being the same damn terrorist I'm at war with and shit in the first place.